Most guys butcher their fat loss phase. They either crash diet, they lose all their hard-earned muscle, or they smash cardio, slash calories, and look soft as. In this video, I'm breaking down the exact system I use with my clients to strip fat, hold muscle, and walk out the other side looking lean and not skinny. I call it the muscle retention protocol. I've done it wrong before. I've done the hardcore low carb cut, the 2 hours of cardio a day, and even tried just eating clean without tracking anything. But every time I ended up flat, stringy, or just fucking exhausted. And it wasn't until I built this system and used it on myself and over hundreds of clients that I found what actually works. I'm going to break it down for you step by step so you can build a physique without losing size, strength, or your freaking sanity. So step one is define the phase length. You need to pick your timeline, anywhere between 8 to 16 weeks. Shorter is more aggressive, where the longer it's probably more sustainable. You don't want to just start cutting without having a plan. This is where most guys are going wrong. They're starting a diet without any sort of finish line and just going until they hope for the best. Having an end date creates some sort of urgency and the need to actually get your ass moving. The next thing you're going to do is set up your calories or your energy balance. So you've probably heard calories before. All you want to do is find your maintenance calories and drop it anywhere between 10 to 20%. You don't want to drop the calories too fast, otherwise you're not going to enjoy it. You see, most guys think they can do it hard and fast, but it's why they over diet, lose muscle, and get exhausted and no longer feel like they can do it sustainably. Step number three is locking some sort of macros. For reference, you want protein to be the most important one and the highest, anywhere between 2.2 to 2.5 grams per kilo. Fats is on the lower end. You're going to do anywhere between 0.8 to 1.1 grams per kilo. And the carbs is remainder of the calories you have. This makes it more sustainable, enjoyable, and trackable. A tip here is that protein is fucking king when it comes to getting leaner. This is what's going to help you hold on to that muscle and possibly even build some more while you're dieting. And step number four is an interesting one because most guys skip this part. It's nailing the micronutrients. You can't just be eating protein bars, rice cakes, and, whatever the fuck you can find. High volume foods equals less hunger, better digestion, and even better pumps in the gym. You want to make sure you're getting a lot of fiber in your diet and eating a lot of vegetables. This is going to allow you to feel fuller for longer, and those high fiber and high protein meals are going to do exactly that. So you're not finishing a meal and still starving by the time you actually finish it. Step number five is you need to train to actually keep the muscle. And I made this mistake a lot of the times too, because progressively overloading doesn't just stop because you're cutting. You need to keep at least a good amount of work in there, like 10 to 20 hard sets on each muscle group per week. And you want to stick to some compound stable lifts. And once you've got that down pat, you need to track those numbers and build on them on week, because what builds the muscle is what's going to keep the muscle. So you need to train like it. You don't need to be doing higher reps and lighter weight to burn the fat. You still need to train hard. This is essentially your body's insurance policy telling you, hey, we need to stay here. Step number six, which is the last one, but you need to do this strategically, is add in some sort of cardio and steps. Start with anywhere between 8 to 12 steps per day and some sort of low intensity, steady state cardio 2 to 3 times a week. You don't need to be doing some sort of smashing high intensity cardio because the reality is cardio is not what's going to burn the fat, but it will increase the amount of movement in your day, which will mean you're in a bigger deficit, which equally will mean that you will burn more fat, but you don't need to smash it. 30 minutes, 2 to 3 times a week is enough to move the needle. So look, if you're planning to do a cut, you need to do it properly. You don't want to be starving yourself or you don't want to be guessing. Don't train like you're trying to burn more calories on your Apple Watch. You need to follow this muscle retention protocol. This is where we plan your timeline with an end goal in sight. We lock in some sort of calories and macros, and we train like you want to keep the muscle, and we use cardio and steps strategically. This is how you can get lean and keep your hard-earned muscle. So go ahead and apply these steps. That's it for today's video. I hope you got some value out of today, and I'll see you inside the next one.